IKEA is one of the biggest furniture companies on earth, and legally, nobody owns it. Sounds interesting, right? Not the founder, not his family, not a single stakeholder anywhere in the world. Because IKEA isn't actually a company in the way you think it is. It's owned by a foundation in the Netherlands worth at one point more than $36 billion. So how does a flat pack furniture store end up owned by nobody, and why would anyone build it that way on purpose? By the end of this video, you will understand one of the most quietly brilliant corporate structures ever built. Most of the billionaires who build a company like this eventually do one of two things: sell it or hand it to their kids. Ingvar Kamprad, the man who founded IKEA in 1943, did neither. In 1982, Kamprad made a strange decision. He gave away his own company, not to the charity workers, not to the public, to a foundation he created himself, called the Stichting INGKA Foundation. That foundation now owns INGKA Holding, a company based in the Netherlands which owns INGKA Group, the business that runs the majority of IKEA stores you have actually walked into. We are talking about a business with hundreds of stores in dozens of countries, employing well over 100,000 people. A foundation technically has no owner. It owns itself. Nobody can buy shares in it. Nobody can inherit it. Nobody can ever take it over. Kamprad's lawyers didn't pick the Netherlands by accident either. They chose it specifically because Dutch foundation law was old, stable, and at the time came with very little oversight. Foundations there were not even required to publish their accounts. And here is the twist. The IKEA brand itself, the name, the logo, the actual concept isn't even owned by the foundation. It's owned by a completely separate company called IKEA Systems. That's why every single IKEA store owner, including the ones the foundation's own holding company runs, has to pay IKEA a fee of 3% of its revenue just for the right to use the name of IKEA. So even IKEA-owned stores are paying a licensing fee to use their own name. This isn't some small tax trick either. By 2006, The Economist estimated the foundation's endowment at over $36 billion. That made it, on paper, the wealthiest charitable foundation on the planet. Wealthier than Gates Foundation, wealthier than any university endowment in the world. And yet, that same report found the foundation was giving away a little over 1 million euros a year to a single design institute in Sweden, one of the richest charities alive, barely acting like a charity at all. That gap between the wealth and the giving didn't go unnoticed. Once the numbers became public, journalists and regulators started asking hard questions. Kamprad eventually responded by expanding the foundation's charter, redirecting more of its funding toward causes like child poverty and climate programs. But the ownership structures itself, the part that mattered most, never changed. So the question is, why build something this complicated? Kamprad himself gave the answer in a Swedish documentary. He called it, quote, a natural part of the company's low-cost culture. So it's mean this entire structure exists to avoid tax and to make sure nobody, not a rival, not an activist investor, not even his own children could ever take IKEA away from how he built it. A normal company can be bought, stakeholders can be outvoted, founders can be pushed out of their own board. A foundation with no owners can't be bought because there's no one to sell it to. IKEA is not just selling flat pack furniture, it's protected by one of the most airtight ownership structures in the history of global business. So this is an extreme version of something every serious business owner eventually thinks about. Not just how do I make money, but how do I make sure nobody can ever take this away from me. Most of us will never need a Dutch foundation, but the underlying question is the same one behind every trust, every will, every partnership agreement. Who actually controls this when I am not the one holding it anymore? So next time you are walking through an IKEA lost somewhere between the kitchens and the candles, remember you are not just in a furniture store. You are standing inside one of the most carefully engineered ownership structures on the planet, built by one man specifically so nobody could ever take it from him, not even after he was gone. So thanks for your time. If you want more hidden structures like this, please subscribe to my channel. See you in the next video.